Hello. Today, we're going to be going over different current awareness resources and how to set up news alerts. So, why would you want to know about current awareness resources and news alerts? Well, when you're writing your upper level writing paper, having a news alert set for your topic can be helpful. You can use it to find sources or just make sure that nothing has come out to damage your argument. When you're working, either as a barred attorney or as part of an intern or externship, your supervising attorney may ask you to pull together and keep track of articles on a certain topic. Even beyond these two examples, setting up news alerts is a handy way to keep informed. In this video, we'll be covering how to set up a Google alert, the New York Times, Bloomberg, Lexis, and Westlaw. Google alerts don't just cover news. You get email when new results show in what would be your Google search. To start, go to google.com/alerts. Enter your search term. So say I want to be alerted to anything related to Percy Jackson. If you click on options, you can choose how often you want to be alerted. So as it happens, at most once a day, which is the default, or at most once a week. The sources it comes from, so automatic means it'll search news, blogs, and the web, or you can choose those individually. So only news, only blogs, only the web, or only video, books, discussions, or finance. The language you want it from, and the region you want it from, or how many results. So only the best results or all results. If I were logged into my Google account, it would default which email it sent it to. But since I'm not, I have to enter an email account to send the alert to. Once I do that, I can hit create alert and alerts will be sent to that email. So even if you don't have a Google account, you can still set up Google alerts. As an FSU student, you get the New York Times for free. To sign up, go to the New York Times website, select Login or click on this little person, then continue with work or school single sign-on. Enter your email address, the one with your FSU ID, hit enter, and that will kick you to your FSU login. Use your FSU ID and password to sign in. You may have had to duo, but that's fine. Now, once you're ready to subscribe to newsletters, click back to that little person and go to Account Settings. Click up here to Account, Email and Settings, scroll down to Newsletters, and then all the way at the bottom of Newsletters you can see View All. From here, you can add and remove any newsletters that you've subscribed to. You'll get emails to your FSU email with updates on these newsletters that you subscribe to. As a note, when you go filter by, one of these says email notifications. All of them give you email notifications, but if you click on that, there's only a handful that it filters to. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. There's a few different ways for you to create an alert. Unlike Google Alerts and New York Times, both of which cover wide-ranging topics, Bloomberg tends to focus more on business and technology. That's not to say they won't have articles on other topics, but if you're looking for articles on either or both of those topics, Bloomberg will be a great resource. Your first option for creating a news alert is to go to News and Analysis. From there, you'll go to Bloomberg Law News and then News Home. This brings you to all of the Bloomberg Law News that is on this website. So as you can see, they have the individual types of news, but if you want, you can go to Subscribe to Newsletter. This will bring up every single newsletter that Bloomberg Law has, and you can select which one you want to subscribe to and which one you don't. This frequency column will tell you how often you'll be emailed. Those emails will go to your FSU email. So Bloomberg Law AI will email you daily, but Bloomberg Law Before the Bar will email you on Tuesdays. Now, the second way also starts with news and analysis. So we'll click back here, but instead you go down to News from Bloomberg Terminal and then News Search. Here it brings up a dialog box where you can enter your search terms. So say we want to know what's going on between Netflix and Warner Bros. And you can search, I want to search these terms in the full article, but you could also do full article and attachments, the first certain number of words, or headlines only. You can also filter by source if there's a specific company, people, topics, regions, industries, or date. Now, if you know that this is the exact search that you want to set it up an alert for, you don't have to click search. You don't have to review the results or anything like that. You can just click create alert, give your alert a title. Description is optional. Tags, client matter are both optional too. Make sure the frequency is as you want it. So there's weekly on whichever day of the week at whatever time. Daily, so every single day including the weekends at whatever time. Hourly, as available, or none. Distributed to means you're sending it to somebody that is not yourself. These alerts are always going to be sent to you unless you click do not copy me. And the only way you can click do not copy me is if you send it to another email. So say you don't want it going to your FSU email, you want it going to your private email, or if you have an internship or an externship and they've assigned you an email and you want it going to that, you can do that here. So then you would just enter all of that information, click save, and it would create the alert. But I want to review these articles before I create the alert. So I'll go to search. So I can see that it has recommended Bloomberg news stories. Cool. And also all of these stories, right? So these look good to me, but if it didn't, I could always go edit search and refine my results from there. But since they do look good, I can go create alert and enter all of those fields, the alert title, make sure the frequency says I want it, distribute it to who I want it, just like that. Now, the last way to do a news search is actually from the home page, and it's pretty similar to the second way that we did it. So from the home page, you'll click all content and then choose between all news or Bloomberg Law News. So I'll choose all news and then enter your search term. So we'll do Netflix and Warner Bros. Again. And from here, it brings up that same news page. And just like before, we can do edit search in case that wasn't quite what we wanted. And then once we get what we want, again, we can do create news, search alert. And just like that, we have our news alert. So similar to Bloomberg, Lexis has a few different ways for you to get news alerts, but unlike Bloomberg, their topics are much more wide-ranging. So the first way is for you to go down here to Legal News Hub. Now, as you can see, this brings up the home page, which has the most recent and most read things on the Legal News Hub. But to set up an alert, we want to go to all sections, and then you can see the publications covered here are Law 360, Mealy's, MLex, and FTC Watch. So Law 360 actually has US, UK, and Canada publications. Mealy's has all of these different ones. It's a lot of insurance, discovery, drug stuff, antitrust, state aid, technology for MLex, and FTC Watch is by article, right? So go back to all sections. So say we want Law 360 food and beverage. From there, we can do subscribe to Law 360, enter your email, check which one we want. So it said food and beverage, and sign up now. Just like that. And since we clicked there, if there was anything in the moment that we wanted to add, so like anything about states or practice areas or the global section, we could have done that right here too. So the second way is with a basic search. So we'll go back to the legal research tab, type in what we want to search. So let's say we'll do Netflix and Warner Bros. Again. Make sure instead of all content, we're just going to go straight to news. We could do legal news if we want, but we'll just do news and hit search. From here, we have all of this. To set up the alert, we'll do create alert. That's going to be the title of it. Those are our search terms. If we wanted to edit the title, we could, just like that. We can make a description, select content types. News is already selected, but we could add legal news right there if we wanted. Then we have our frequency. If we wanted any other recipients, we could do that there. If we want to share it, and then if we wanted to, when we want this alert to expire. So it expires 2 years from now, which is quite a long while. And then we would just hit create alert. Now the last way is also from the home page. So we would go to content and then choose news or legal news. So I'm going to go news. And here I can either enter a search term or choose a specific newspaper. So let's say I want specifically something from the Boston Globe. Now, because I'm in a specific publication, I can do this. So I can go get all documents for this source. And this is everything from the Boston Globe sorted by relevance. But I can set up an alert for it, right? Just like before. And so now I'm getting alerts for the Boston Globe. But let's go back. So let's see if I wanted to do news again. But from news and just across all news, Netflix and Warner Bros. Just like that, it takes me to the news tab the same way the other one did, and I would do the bell icon, set up my alert just the same. So it's the same process, it's just different ways to get there. So just a note before we start on Westlaw. If you decide to use the new research homepage, your starting point is going to look a little bit different because this is the new research homepage and they have quick links down here. News is not a default. You're going to have to go to modify and then add news, take out one of the others. So I've added news to it, but just as a note, that's not there. This news link will lead you to the same news page. So if you just remember what this looks like, right? This is what the news page looks like. That's fine. So we go back to the home page, right? This is the home page that I'm working off of, the original home page. And then I go to news. Same news page. It's just a different landing page, it's a different home page. But the original page might look a bit different. So from the home page, to get to news on Westlaw, make sure on the content types tab, and then under specialty areas, go to news. From here, you can search across all the news that's available on Westlaw. Make sure that this specify content to search is checked. If not, you'll have to check into like legal news, which I mean is fine because then you get all legal publications and state legal publications, but then you're only searching in legal publications. If you do specify content to search, then whatever you search, you can search US blogs and journals, right? Just like that. And then you can type in what you want here. So let's say I want to search absolutely everything. And we're going to do Netflix and Warner Bros. Again. So we can search within results to filter it. Up to 10 are supported. And as we can see here, we have international news, we have Newswire, we have AP Washington Report, AP Business News, so all sorts of stuff. West Search also automatically searches with concepts. If you don't want that and you just want your terms, you can change that here because 10,000 is a lot of results. Still 10,000, but it's less of a 10,000. Now, to create that alert, you're going to click on this bell icon and then create West Clip Alert. You'll name your alert. So let's call this Netflix and Warner Bros. The description is optional. Hit continue. Content type, news is already selected, right? But if you wanted to select any other type of source, you could. So like, or practice area or federal material, anything like that, you could include that. So we'll just hit continue. Search term is already there, but you can do only headlines and lead paragraph. You could exclude sports, obituaries, personal announcements. You could and choose your sort order. Have no documents that are older than a certain time or a certain length. And then, now, here's what's interesting. Westlaw will let you send this alert to multiple people as though it's its own email. So you could add a whole bunch of email here, people as though it's like an email, and then a note here. So it's not quite the description. It's like, hey, here's the update on this topic. Da 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 da. You could also send it as an RSS feed. And then in addition, instead of Word document, you can send it as a PDF, RTF, Excel, or HTML, right? So I want email just to myself. So then I just hit continue. I'm not going to add anything. And you know what? I'll put it as PDF with less detail, and I can preview the results. So it'll just give the word count, the title, and all of that. Now, if I wanted to see what more detail looked like, I could preview those results. And you know what? I think I like that more. So I'll do continue. But wait, I actually forgot. Westlaw makes you enter your own email. And now you can set your frequency. So we are not Central Time, we are Eastern Time. Just to let you know, I don't know why it defaults to Central Time. So just a note of that, of when you choose this. And then your end date, and then you can save the alert. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you have any questions, you can always email studentref@law.fsu.edu.